The Legend of the Watermelon. Part 1. The Boy with a Brave Heart. A long, long time ago, in ancient Vietnam, there lived a boy named Mai An Tiem. He was not born into a wealthy family, nor did he come from royal blood. In fact, he was an orphan, abandoned when he was just a baby. One day, a kind official from the royal court passed by and found the little boy sitting by the roadside, hungry and alone. Seeing the brightness in the child's eyes, the man took him home and raised him like his own son. An Tiem grew up in a caring home. He was honest, hardworking, and humble. He studied well, helped others, and never asked for anything. People admired his good manners and quick thinking. The king notices the young man. When An Tiem became a young man, the official brought him to meet the king. The king was impressed by his wisdom and kind heart, so he gave An Tiem a small job in the palace. Later on, the king gave An Tiem a loving wife, a beautiful house, and some land to farm. Everyone thought An Tiem was lucky, but An Tiem didn't show off. He said, "Good fortune is not just from the king. It comes from the heavens above and from our own hard work." Some people in the palace heard what he said and became jealous. They whispered to the king that An Tiem was ungrateful and arrogant. The king grows angry. The king was upset. He thought An Tiem had forgotten the favors he had been given. In his anger, the king said, "If he believes his fortune comes from the sky, let the sky feed him." And so the king banished An Tiem and his family to a deserted island, far away across the sea. They were not allowed to bring gold or animals, only a little food and a few tools. Life on the island. The island was wild and empty. There were no people, no houses, no crops, just sand, rocks, and forests. But An Tiem did not lose hope. He told his wife, "As long as we have our hands and hearts, we can live. Heaven will help those who work hard." They built a small shelter from tree branches and palm leaves. Every day, they caught fish in the stream, gathered wild fruits, and chopped wood for fire. Life was hard, but they never gave up. An Tiem also taught their child how to farm, hoping that someday they could grow their own food. A mysterious gift from the sea one morning, An Tiem saw a flock of birds pecking at some black seeds that had washed up on the beach. He followed them and found a strange round fruit, green on the outside, red on the inside, and full of black seeds. He tasted the fruit. It was sweet, juicy, and refreshing. An Tiem smiled and said to his wife, "This must be a gift from the sea. Maybe we can grow more of these." So he collected the black seeds, dried them in the sun, and planted them near the stream. Each day he watered them, pulled out weeds, and protected them from animals. He waited and watched. Part 2. Seeds of Hope and a Sweet Return. Green shoots of hope. Day after day, Mai An Tiem cared for the seeds he had planted. He watered them gently, covered them from strong winds, and made sure no animals ate them. Weeks passed. One morning, he ran out and saw tiny green sprouts breaking through the soil. He called out with joy, "They're growing! They're really growing!" His wife and son rushed to see. They all smiled and danced around the little garden. It was the first time they felt truly happy since arriving on the island. The plants grew quickly, stretching vines across the sand and rocks. Yellow flowers bloomed, then fell, leaving behind small, round fruits. Over time, the fruits grew bigger, their green skins shining under the sun. When they were fully ripe, An Tiem picked the first one and cut it open. The inside was bright red, filled with black seeds, and the smell was sweet. He took a bite and said, "This is the best fruit I have ever tasted." They all enjoyed the juicy fruit together. It was more than just food. It was a gift of hope. A clever idea. An Tiem looked out to the sea and had an idea. If this fruit came from the ocean, maybe we can send it back to the world through the ocean too. He carefully picked the best fruits, carved his name into the rind, Mai An Tiem, precious fruit from the island. Then he placed them into baskets made from dried grass and gently set them afloat on the waves. Every day he and his family sent out more fruits, hoping someone would find them. The fruit reaches the mainland. Not long after, sailors and traders found the strange fruits along the coast of the kingdom. Curious, they tasted them and were amazed. "This fruit is delicious. Where did it come from?" They saw the name Mai An Tiem carved on the skin and shared the news with others. Soon, the watermelon became a favorite among merchants. The juicy red fruit sold quickly in the markets, and its story traveled far and wide. The king hears the news. One day, a trader brought one of the fruits to the king. The king asked, "What is this round green fruit with red flesh and black seeds?" The servants cut it open and let the king taste it. He took a bite and smiled. "This is wonderful. Where did it come from?" The merchant bowed and said, "Your Majesty, the fruit came from a man named Mai An Tiem. He lives alone with his family on a deserted island." The king was shocked. "Mai An Tiem? The man I exiled?" He sat in silence for a while. Then he said softly, "He was right. Fortune truly comes from heaven and hard work." The king felt ashamed for not understanding An Tiem before. He quickly sent a royal boat to bring An Tiem and his family back home. The return of Mai An Tiem. When the boat arrived on the island, the soldiers shouted, "The king has forgiven you. He invites you to return in honor." An Tiem looked at his wife and son, tears in his eyes. "We have been through so much, but we never gave up. Let us go home." They packed their things and took some watermelon seeds with them. When they returned to the capital, they were welcomed with respect and celebration. The king gave them land and asked An Tiem to teach people how to grow the fruit. Soon, watermelons were planted all across the kingdom, a gift for the people. The watermelon became a symbol of patience, hard work, and faith. People ate it during special days, especially during Lunar New Year, Tet, hoping for a sweet and lucky year. And from that day on, children were told the story of Mai An Tiem, the man who believed in himself even when the world turned away. Final lesson: heaven helps those who help themselves. Even when life is unfair, don't give up. Like Mai An Tiem, if you believe in yourself and work hard, something good will come.